Breaking ground, I'm Siddharth Talia. Now, a week after Bilkis Bano's rapists were released under a remission policy, there's growing clamor to put them back behind bars once again. Residents of Randhikpur, to which both the victims and the convicts in this particular case belong, have written to the Godhra collector and the district magistrate saying that they've been living in fear since the 11 convicts were released from jail under the new remission policy. Now, the letter states that people are leaving their businesses, are even evacuating the village out of fear following their release. And even before the convicts were freed, Randhikpur residents and witnesses in the case claim that convicts enjoyed frequent parole and even cited threats from them. Convict Radhesham Shah, on whose petition the Supreme Court ordered the Gujarat government to consider and grant remission to 11 convicts under the previous 1992 policy, had sought a 28-day parole as recently as April this year. The court rejected his application, noting that he had already spent 60 days on parole between January and March this year. Another convict in the case, Keshar Vohania, spent 90 days on parole between August 2018 and March 2019. The court noted this while denying him temporary bail to attend his son's marriage in May 2019.
ऐसा भी बताया गया है, आज एक मीडिया रिपोर्ट में ये चीज सामने आई है कि ये जो कैदी थे, जो 11 लोग थे, वो अधिकतम समय जो है वो पेरोल पे रहते थे। 60 दिन 90 दिनों के समय में ये जेल से बाहर रहते थे। जबकि दूसरी तरफ जो पैनल की तरफ से बोला गया है, उन्होंने ये बोला है कि इतने सालों से वो जेल में थे, 18 साल से वो वहीं थे और पेरोल का पूरा देखने के बाद ही ये फैसला लिया गया था कि उनको जेल से रिहा किया जाए। इस पे क्या कहना चाहेंगे आप?
लेकिन ये जो बोल रहे हैं, उनके जो प्रूफ दिखा रहे हैं
जी, वो
बिल्कुल गलत है। वो पेरोल पे रहते थे, ऑन रिकॉर्ड इनका जो बोल रहा है। और उनके लिए हमने आईटीआई की मांग भी की थी जेल सुपरिटेंडेंट को। उनका बहुत सारा ये है प्रूफ है कि जो वो लोग कैसे और किस तरह किया है। बहुत सारे चीजों के इनके पास, हमारे पास है, ये विटनेस है। ऐसा नहीं है कि बिल्कुल साफ सुथरे थे वो लोग। एक बार तो इनका झगड़ा हुआ है, तो गृह विभाग अर्जियां डाली हुई है। सत्ता का जो उपयोग था वो इसी सत्ता के नजदीकी के आरोपी थे, इसलिए इनके ऊपर कोई एक्शन नहीं लिया गया। बीएचपी के लोग थे और जो आरोपी है इसमें भी बीएचपी के, आरएसएस और बीएचपी के लोग थे
जी। और
बीजेपी के एक तो बीजेपी एमएलए, उस वक्त का एमएलए जो आज एमपी है, बराबर, उसका पीए है एक तो अंदर जेल के अंदर, जो आरोपी था वो रमेश टंडाना। और जो शैलेश भट्ट है, वो मितेश भट्ट है, वो सब लोग आरएसएस का कैंप चलाने वाले लोग हैं।
Now, Times Now also spoke to one of the convicts, lawyer in this case, concerning alleged threats to witnesses while the convicts were out on parole during the time in jail.
No, I want to ask you a question. Was there any FIR or any complaint before the police regarding the so-called allegation of threat when they were on parole? There was none. It's only a social media hype which they have created. So this is all make-up story, I would say. And I will again repeat that if they were so much aggrieved of their grant of life imprisonment, why did the complainant never approach the Supreme Court for grant of death sentence? She never approached. On the contrary, she accepted a 50 lakh compensation. She accepted a government job. She accepted a house accommodation, government accommodation, and then she kept quiet. So why now again hue and cry? This is something beyond my imagination.
Now, remember that the 11 convicts who were felicitated at the Deen Dayal Trust Hall when they were released, well, Times Now went to that specific spot near Godhra to find that was completely deserted.
Today, as I'm here in the RSS office, which is basically the Deen Dayal Upadhyay Hall, and this is the place where all these 11 convicts in the Bilkis Bano case were being felicitated by the alleged members of the VHP. And as you can see in the visuals as well, that this is where from where that video got emerged, and all those 11 convicts were being felicitated by the VHP members, and they were being garlanded. However, as you can see in the visuals, that this entire office, this entire hall has been deserted. There is no one, not even a single person who is here, and it is also being informed that the high command of the VHP and RSS have given them instructions that this office should be deserted. No one should speak to the media. They are not allowed to give any kind of bite or any kind of statement on this matter, as they are saying that those people who had felicitated these 11 convicts were not a member of VHP. However, this is the place, this is the VHP office, this is the RSS office from where this video got emerged, where all these members were being felicitated.
Now, there's no end to politics in this particular matter. Congress has decided to up the ante and staged a protest outside the Godhra District Magistrate's office, demanding that the convicts' premature release, is what they call it, should now be revoked and that they should be sent back to prison.
The entire nation is outrageous over the fact that these 11 convicts in the Bilkis Bano case had got released from the jail on August 15. And we are here right now in Godhra outside the office of the DM, and you can see in the visuals as well that these are the members of Indian National Congress who have come here to speak to the collector, to speak to the DM of here, and raising a demand that this decision should be taken back as soon as possible. And these people have also submitted a memorandum regarding this manner, because it was the DM who was heading this panel which was being formed by the Gujarat government. तो क्या कुछ आश्वासन आपको दिया गया है डीएम की तरफ से? क्या कुछ आप लोगों ने अपनी डिमांड्स रखी है उनके सामने?
मेरी डिमांड्स तो यही है कि जिन लोगों को रिहा किया गया है वो रैपिस्ट और मर्डर के ऑफेंस में उसको सजा मिली है। स्पेशल कोर्ट, इन्वेस्टिगेशन, हाई कोर्ट और सुप्रीम कोर्ट, तीनों ने जिन लोगों को सजा दी है उसके लोगों को रिहाई देना बहुत ही गैर जिम्मेदाराना काम इन लोगों ने किया हुआ है। वो वापस लेने के लिए महामहिम राष्ट्रपति जी को हमने आवेदन किया है कि इसमें आप सोचें और इन लोगों को वापस जेल भेजा जाए।
Now, Niyamika has been bringing us all the updates from the ground near Godhra. Niyamika, good evening to you. What can you tell us about what you actually found at the office that you visited? Did it belong to one of the organizations of the Sangh Parivar? That's question number one. And can we confirm that the people who felicitated these individuals were in fact from the VHP?
Well, today we have been there at the office of RSS, and that was the hall from where that video got viral, from where these 11 convicts in the Bilkis Bano case were being felicitated by the alleged members of RSS and VHP. That was the place where these people were being garlanded, and people welcomed them back as they were being released on August 15th from the jail. And the kind of a welcome, the kind of a gesture that was being shown went viral in that video, and that was the reason why all this criticism started coming in. And after that matter, it was being given a clear instructions to all the people of RSS and VHP of that area that they should desert that area, they should leave that place as soon as possible. And it was also being clearly mentioned to them that they are not being allowed to speak to media or to give any kind of statement to media regarding this matter. And even that particular person who can be seen in that video welcoming all these people, Arvind Sisodia, was also not here in Godhra. He has also left Godhra, and he is not ready to speak to the media. However, Times Now tried to call him, and he mentioned it that he is not here, he is not ready to give any kind of bite to the media persons. And he has said even the VHP is claiming that he is not a member of the VHP, and they have no clue about that matter. They have no clue when this incident took place, and they have clearly mentioned that they don't know anything about Arvind Sisodia in that regard. But we have been there, we have seen that hall from where that video came in. Yeah.
Absolutely, Niyamika. Thanks a lot for bringing us that ground report from Godhra. Clearly an attempt there to distance themselves from what actually happened on the 15th of August. Tight-lipped completely on the antecedents of the individual who was photographed with the convicts, felicitating them, as well as anything to do with the VHP or the RSS with respect to what happened. Thanks for that update. We turn our attention now to the political face-off